If you're a brand, whether that's personal, product, service, whatever it is, if you're being perceived by the public, I want you to watch this video and I'm going to give you 4 words that you need to center your content around in order to grow on social media and in the online and offline spaces. This is my first video of 2026. I do not post that regularly, but I am trying my best to do that in 2026. So today, I want to talk about the 4 words that I see that are going to be super important to create around in your content and to represent in your brand. Everything I'm saying is going to be about content, but represented by your brand. So we're thinking big level brand. And we're thinking, okay, what are we creating within my brand? So just to get that out of the way. And if you're a content creator, you could take something from this. If you're a business, you could take something from this. If you're a clothing brand, you could take something from this. If you're a videographer, you could take something from this. Because at the end of the day, guess what? You have to have a brand in order to put yourself out there. No matter what it is, you have a brand, whether it's intentional or unintentional. And that brand is increasingly important in 2026. It's always been important. But in 2026, people are tired. They're tired of content. They're tired of the noise. They're tired of slop. If your brand is not all together, people are probably going to skip your video. And that's not me saying like, oh, you have to have a logo and you have to have your colors right and that's blah, blah, blah. No, we're going a little deeper than that in this video and in 2026. I think all those things like logos and colors is important for being recognized and being able to tell who it is in the first 5 seconds of a video. That stuff is important. I take that really serious because I'm a designer. I love brands. I love design. I think that logos and colors and typography is really important, but I think there are a couple things that are more important. So let's get into that first thing. So the first word I want you to think about is intentionality. Throughout my intro, I said intention probably 2 or 3 times. Intentionality is something that you should already kind of practice in your day-to-day. The times of putting out content just to put out content is over. The times of posting 3 times a day and 2 of those videos is just something you pulled out your ass, like that's over. We're not doing that anymore. In 2026, I need you to be intentional about how you present yourself in these online spaces. I need you to be very intentional on the messaging you're putting out. Everything that you're doing, everything that you're creating needs to be intentional and have an end goal in mind. And again, that goal can change. The goalpost can move. Don't do it all the time, but you can have quarterly goals. Like, what is that goal for 3 months? Let's work towards that through the content that we're creating. Now, when I say intentionality, I think this can go into different sectors throughout your brand, because guess what? I want you to know what your brand stands for. I want to know what you stand for. What are your morals? What are your values? You know what I mean? People want to follow a brand that matches their values. Somebody they know is going to stand for what they stand in. I think that is increasingly important. And we're not even talking about politically. Value. What do you care about? What is the mission? This mission, this value, these morals are so important because once you put that out there, like a mission, like I'm here to let brands and creators know that intentional creativity is the best way to grow your brand. Now, I'm going to create content that shows why that is true. And when people come across that video, and if they agree with something I say in that video, and I keep on saying things that they agree with, then we are starting to align more. Maybe that should have been a word too, align. You want to align with your target audience. You want to align with somebody's morals and values. It is so important. I can't tell you how important it is. So what I want you to do, what I want you to take away from this word is write down what your values are. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? What does your brand signify? It's important. What are your values, morals? That's what you need to know to move intentionally. Once you know that, you have guardrails and guidelines of what type of messaging that you can do throughout the year. People want a brand that they can align with. All right, next word is perceived authenticity. Okay, authenticity has been a buzzword on social media for like 2 years now. Last year's word was authenticity. But as I was thinking, and as I am looking at the scape of social media and online content and how people are going from online to offline and how that happens, I realized that, of course, Social media isn't an authentic place. It's not. When you get on social media, we all know that we are here for a reason. Whether that's to sell more, whether that's to grow our own personal brand, whether that's to get clout, views, whatever. There is a reason why somebody is online. Now, how they portray themselves online, if you can't really say it's authentic, because we're setting up a camera, we know what we're doing, and we're putting it out. We just don't slip our finger and be like, oops, oh, this authentic moment just got accidentally posted to all my phone. No, it's not necessarily what it is. You do what I'm saying? So it's like, you need to have perceived authenticity. Now, just because it's perceived authenticity doesn't mean that it's not authentic. Are you getting what I'm saying? Your authenticity has to be put on this filter that it might be authentic to you, but if your target audience doesn't think it's authentic, then it's not authentic. And a lot of it is that brain hump of, we've been online for so long. We know that this isn't an authentic moment for real. When people cry online, you had the choice to put it out there. Maybe it was an authentic moment, but the act of posting it feels inauthentic. You know what I mean? Like, why are you posting it? So that why is very important. Why are you posting these things? That why needs to match up with your morals, values, and whatever, the intention behind your brand. So you see how this is feeding into one another? The perceived part of the authenticity is when somebody comes past your profile, they want to know that what you stand for is what you stand for. Why are you making this piece of content? Oh, it's because of the morals and values and the whatever that we talked about in intention. You have to do this because it's like authenticity matters, but what matters more is that other people perceive your authenticity as authentic. As stupid as this sounds, trust me, this is something that I don't think anybody really talks about because everybody just says, oh, you need to be authentic. But what does that truly mean? For me, I'm saying you just need to be perceived as authentic. You just need to know why you're posting. That's more like a conceptual one where there's not actually like a concrete thing I could tell you to go do, because it's just like, know your target audience, be intentional of what you're posting, and be authentic to whatever your brand values are. Read what everybody else is putting out. Are you being perceived as authentic? That's the important part. So these are two words that I'm going to put into the same category. So I'm probably going to be talking about both of them simultaneously. So brand resonance and brand personification. So let's talk about personification first. Okay, so brand personification. Brands are doing that already, but I think they're doing it the wrong way. So right now, brands are personifying themselves, which making themselves with human characteristics and whatever, by being quote unquote unhinged. And Duolingo kind of started this in the video space, but this has been a thing since Twitter. Wendy's is the first thing that I remember, and Hamburger Helper are the ones who first personified their brand on Twitter. Now, right now, how brands are doing it is that they'll see a viral video and they'll comment under it. And then it's just this weird thing of brands commenting under brands. It's stupid. It's really stupid. And if you go to Threads, there's like late night threads, I guess, where brands are posting weird, stupid stuff. I don't think this is the right way. I think when I say brand personification, you just need to humanize your brand in the way that you're being intentional about what it stands for. So when people come by you, they'll be like, oh, it's XYZ. Oh, it's Victor from Kudos. You know what I'm saying? It's Victor from Cool Places to Stand. It's like when you personify your brand, especially in the content space, who are the people thinking about when your brand comes up? Put a person in front. Is it the employees? Is it the CEO? Is it the founder? Make content where your important people are up front. And that will humanize your brand, right? You do not have to be unhinged. You don't have to be like, I'm up late at night thinking about you, shouting. You don't have to put that on Threads, because I know a lot of brands are doing that right now. Do not do that. I think that's going to die off real soon, and people don't like that. If you notice, when brands do that, majority of the comments are like, quiet brand, which is hilarious because yes, please be quiet because it's stupid. What characteristics do you look for in a person? Like, what do you look for? They believe in X. They don't do Y. They don't believe in Z. You could do that with your brand as well, so that people will come to you knowing what they're getting. The last one, brand resonance. You want to resonate. So again, this all goes back to intentionality. You have to resonate with people in 2026. I don't think the brand just being a brand is important anymore. I think a brand resonating with people's values, who they are, and almost tapping into that emotional, weird area of being a person. Like, brands have to stand for something. And that's the only way you're going to resonate with people, your target audience. And I'm not going to tell you that this sells more, but this will get your brand in front of eyes that you want in order to get into that first stage of consideration. If you know the marketing funnel, like awareness, consideration, like you're putting out content at mass in order to get awareness, to find your target audience. And once they follow, they start commenting, you start being that brand that they go to, that they start looking for something, they start going to consideration, and then they look further into your business and maybe hopefully you got some leads and stuff like that. But anyways, another way to resonate, and just as a thought that in 2026, how you resonate, how you be intentional, how you be perceived as authentic is creating a series, creating social series and new pages that funnel people to your brand. So maybe you have your main brand page where you kind of have to be clean and whatever. And then you have a secondary page that's a offshoot of your main page where you do a specific series, or you have a specific characteristic of your brand. And that's the alter ego of it. I think that's going to be big. And I think that is the whole idea of everything that I just said. Think about this. There's your page, which might be your personal brand, and you have series in that page that's very clean, crisp, whatever. What are other series that you can do that is a part of you? It's an extension of you, but it's different types of content so that people come back to that series on this other page, but really it's sponsored by X. That's another thing that I want you to think about. Series and campaigns. What are these things that you can do in order to get in front of a lot more people? What series can you make that is intentional to your brand, that perceives your brand as being authentic, that resonates with people? So thank you for watching. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give me a like, and comment how I can do better. It only helps me become a better YouTube creator. I've been doing this for a while, but I only post like 3 videos a year. But this year I definitely want to try and get a little better at it. If you want more content from me, YouTube Shorts is where I'm at, TikTok, Instagram. If you're interested about creative culture, social media, and what I'm thinking and what's popular, it's a bi-weekly newsletter called Creative Climate, and you can find it in the caption below. We'd love to have you there. If not, thank you for considering. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.